Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect and I'm your host Sam, and we are covering the stories that we were talking about yesterday that we were gonna cover, which is we are talking about the goal predictions of the day or tomorrow. Remember, we are left with less than 24 hours now, less than 24 hours before the first game of Premier League, and it's about to be exciting, guys. So I told you yesterday in our last segment that I was going to be covering on my predictions. I have them all ready and prepared to be shared with you. At the same time, I had promised you guys that I'll be talking about something else. So I have something that I want to talk about, also the VAR, which is also included there. I want to hear your thoughts and whatever you're thinking about the VAR, because it has had some effects last season, and I think it's going to continue making some effects this season. Of course it has to, because it's part of the game now these days, and now it's the second season of it, so we're hoping for the best. And I want to hear your thoughts about it. How much do you love it? How much do you respect it? And how much you want it to remain in the Premier League according to what you have seen it produce in the last years, if I may say years? I think so. So it has been amazing to actually wait for the Premier League, and now that the time is here, I think everyone is excited that we are coming back to the games, and we are starting with some good games, and I can't wait to see what happens. So if you are interested in talking football, interested in hearing anything about football, goal line predictions, everything that involves football, consider yourself subscribing, because this channel, the Football Connect, we do this each and every day. We cover something that is new every day in the world of football, and if you are interested in that, you would actually have delayed if you haven't clicked the subscribe button, or even sharing this with any other social media platforms you have, so that people actually knows the effects and whatever that you feel in terms of football and other things that comes. So please do that. Click subscribe right now, it's free. Just click subscribe so that you never miss anything, and you can switch on that bell icon so that you never miss any single video that we produce here at the Football Connect. So tell me, what I want to hear from you guys. What are you expecting? I want to see your goal line predictions. But before we go to the predictions, okay, I'm gonna show you first the games that are gonna be played tomorrow. Then after showing you the games that are gonna be played tomorrow, we move on to something. We'll talk about the VAR. After leaving the VAR, that's when we go now, and I'll be revealing my predictions of the game that is to come. So I want to see your predictions as well down in the comments below side, guys. And don't forget to share this and subscribe, because it helps us. As I wait, I couldn't actually be able to set, remember I promised that I was gonna put a reminder so that everyone can do that, can get it on YouTube, but the software that I use to actually connect to the world is actually refusing to allow me to do that. But even though I've actually tried to come exactly the same time like we were yesterday, so that we can actually talk about the football like we do. If you missed that on all the transfers of the day, I did a video earlier in the morning around 11 o'clock in my time, and right now I think it's heading to 5 o'clock this side, if I'm not sure. Yeah, only 6 minutes before 5 o'clock. So let me put on this thing so that it doesn't disturb you guys. So I want to hear your thoughts. So let me show you the teams that are gonna be playing tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, then the teams that comes. So this is how it's looking like, guys. Tomorrow will be the first game at 12 o'clock. This is British time, so in my time I think it will be around 1 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken. 1 o'clock or maybe 2 o'clock, I'm not really sure, but I have to confirm that. But also, you are in your own time zone, you know what time it will be played in your own time zone. So the first game is between Fulham versus Arsenal. It's gonna be an interesting game. Reason why it's gonna be an interesting, because it's a London derby. So they've decided to start with the derby this season, which was actually interesting to actually find out. But it will be a London derby, and it's gonna be interesting. We hope to see the best from both teams. And then we meet the other team that is coming is Crystal Palace versus Southampton. which when I look at it, I see that it's gonna be an interesting game, and there's gonna be a lot. If there, I don't see a lot of goals in this game, but I think it's gonna be interesting. We'll wait to see. Then the Premier League champions will be facing the Championship champions. It will be Liverpool versus Leeds. The interesting part about this game is that now history, when we talk of history, it's now the second time in a row Liverpool starting with a team that has just been promoted from the Championship. So it's just like we are repeating ourselves in terms of history and stuff like that. And the last time when Liverpool faced the Leeds, they won 4-1. And the year before that, they won 4-0. I think they were playing, I don't remember which one they were playing. And the other year before that, they won against Arsenal 4-1 as well. So it's going to be interesting to find out how this game goes. Because in Leeds' history, they've never been beaten in the beginning of the season. But they've been gone from the Premier League and they've been in the Championship for about, how many games now? For about 16 years. So they've been gone for such a long time, so we are not really expecting the stronger leads like we have always seen. So it's gonna be interesting to find out how that game goes, but you see, I'll give you my predictions and I want to see yours also. That's why I'm doing all these things. Don't forget to put your prediction, and if you are new in this page, please don't forget to subscribe, because it helps us a lot here when we do all the things that we do. So do subscribe and help us to grow, because we are only 27 people right now who are subscribed, guys, and we need more people. So the next game is West Ham versus Newcastle. So in terms of the transfer, West Ham have only signed one person and they've actually sold a lot of people, which yesterday I said it was an application for relegation. As well as Newcastle have signed some big boys, two players from the former team, from the team that was relegated last season in Bournemouth. So they're going to be looking so interesting, I think. It's going to actually be shocking to see them doing both. I think they're going to do some interesting things and some interesting situation in terms of football at the same time. So those are the games that are going to be played on Saturday, which is tomorrow, guys. Which is tomorrow. Can you believe it? We are only few hours away from the Premier League from starting. So I hope you are ready for that. So that's what is going to happen. West Ham and Newcastle is what to finish the day, and it should be around 8 o'clock in English time, which means it will be longer time for us. Hello, Mr. Mubin. How are you doing, sir? I just saw your message right now. How are you, sir? And what are you expecting? The Premier League is back, and how excited are you? And it seems like this week your team is not actually playing. If you can see, they've been given some time to rest. It has been postponed because of the Champions League last season. But I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me, let me hear which teams are winning. Put your predictions down, because I'm going to show you my predictions before the video ends. At the same time, I'm going to cover something with VAR, so I'm expecting to see your predictions down there. At the same time, so on Sunday, the games that will be played, it's West Brom. Very, very, very good. That's good say. So the next game that will be played on Saturday, it's West Brom versus Leicester, which is going to be an interesting game. At the same time, Spurs versus Everton. Now, in terms of West Brom versus Leicester, it's going to be a serious game. We don't really know how West Brom has been like in the Championship, but they were promoted as the second team. So you see what I mean? They were promoted as the second team. We don't really know how it's going to go. Like, it's not like Fulham that had to go to the playoffs. They were promoted the second to Leeds, so it means they were so good if they are number 2. So we'll see how it will play out as well. At the same time, the next game is Spurs versus Everton. Now there's an interesting game. We are going to see some interesting game, and I'm going to try to cover that one. You see, I'm going to show you the games that I'm going to do some watch-alongs so that you don't miss anything that will be happening in the Premier League. And I hope you'll be excited for that, because it's going to be interesting, I promise you on that. And the next game is Sheffield, which is on Monday now. So they've decided to do
5 o'clock.
They've decided
PM.
to separate our games. Let me say this first week's games in 3 days. So the last day will be Monday, which they are gonna be played in the evening. The first game will be played at 6 o'clock in my time. So this side, I think it will be around. I can't see the time properly, but I can always confirm for you that. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can do this. I want to see the time, just curious about the time. Let's see. So it'll be played around 1600 hours. So yeah, that's the time that they'll be playing there in London, 1600 hours. And I want to hear your thoughts. Your predictions are something that I want to see, and your thoughts. Don't forget to like this video. I'm going to repeat on that. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new to the channel, because I do this each and every day. I have never missed anything to say in the terms of the Premier League. So please do us a favor by clicking subscribe so that we grow as a channel. So okay, the last game is Brighton versus Chelsea. So Brighton, they are very good in defensive, I have to say, you know that. But as well as what Chelsea has done, we talked about Chelsea yesterday, and after I was saying that after they bought a full team, what are we expecting from them? So now the pressure is now 100% on Frank Lampard. So he's expected to produce by the Chelsea board, at the same time by the Chelsea fans, after buying all these players, all these good talents. And maybe people might say that, okay, they had the Eden Hazard money, that's why they bought this match. At the same time, they didn't buy anyone. And it's gonna be interesting to find out which players were actually chosen by Frank Lampard himself and which players were chosen by the Chelsea board, because I had that being debated by Ian Wright and other people who were talking. So this is gonna be interesting, guys. I hope you are ready. I hope you are excited. Very, very excited like I am. So it's gonna be interesting, guys. But let me hear your thoughts. Tell me your prediction. Tell me your prediction. That's all I want to hear right now. Your prediction, how you are seeing this game ending. And if it is possible, if you are trusting yourself that much, you can even predict who's going to score. That would be very interesting if you could predict who's going to score. I didn't do that. I think if I'm going to predict somebody who's going to score, I'm only going to do that in the Liverpool game. Why? Because I'm a Liverpool supporter. At the same time, I actually trust more in terms of what will be happening there. So I'll hear from you guys. Put it there, down there in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to check something here, guys. There's a thing that I want you to hear about, what the next story will be talking about. I want you to hear something. It was covered yesterday, the new laws that are being put into VAR. So like I told you, we're going to be covering things about VAR and all the new changes that have been put for 2020, 2021. So it's going to be interesting to find out what other people had to say about it. So it's the VAR changes, and I want to hear your thoughts. I thought I'd looked for this, but seems like I didn't, so I actually have to look for it. Let me see if I find it, but I'll try by all means to make sure that I find it and then play for you. It was actually discussed by some of the good football gurus, talking about how they feel about the new VAR changes that has been set and what they're expecting. So let me see if I can actually provide that for you, so that I make it easy for you to actually understand what you expect from VAR. Now this, let me see, not this exactly, not this as well. So let me hear your thoughts, guys. I want you to see your predictions down in the comments below. Like I said, give me your predictions and let me see what will happen tomorrow as we prepare for the Premier League. Ian Rush. So it was an interesting thing. A lot of things were said, guys, I have to tell you, and you actually be shocked some of the things that were mentioned. Okay, so as much as I've been trying, guys, to find the video, seems like I'm failing at it. So we don't know what can I do to make this better. Okay, Okay, so I can't find it, but I promise you guys I'll play it on the next video, because I thought I could actually play the audio so that you could hear what other people had to say about the VAR changes and what they're expecting. But it seems like it's not even close at all to be found, so we'll go with whatever we have. So exactly like I'm expecting, guys, give me your comments and your thoughts. What are you expecting from next season? But before we waste time, now we're moving on to the next stage of this. We are now talking about the VAR. So last season, VAR had a big impact on all of us, negatively and positively. There are some games we got away with murder, where we were not supposed to win as teams. I can say that as a Liverpool fan. At the same time, in terms of what happened last season. So, but even though they've actually tried to review some of the situations and some of the things that VAR will be looking at and how they're gonna be handling them in terms of the way things will go next season. So there were some interesting comments and interesting things that came out. So that said that officials are said to use the referee review area or more, while there will be no tolerance for goalkeeper coming off their lines to save the penalty. So last season, you see what's happening here. This is actually a FIFA ref. I don't think it's a Premier League ref. This didn't happen in Premier League last season. They didn't happen. They didn't allow that. Oh, I just removed the page of you. So let me put it back. So this didn't happen, as you can see. Oh, it's not yet back. It didn't happen. So that's what had to be changed by the Premier League. They'd actually discuss that and actually see if they can do something about it, than for referees to be suffering and actually not be able to serve. They've made it easy for them. Let me see what's happening here, guys. Okay. Oh, good. So I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think what do you think are the good and the bad side of the VAR? But before we go, let's talk about the new changes that have been put. So the referees will be allowed to go review the penalty for themselves, or the mistakes that will be done in the game, to just check, and if after that they've decided they do whatever they have to do. We are talking about the penalty incidents. Some of the penalties, they were done by the referees inside without actually consulting the referee on the pitch. But this time the referee will be given the chance to actually go check on those things. So that's actually, I think it's actually good than last, because a lot of penalties were missed last season than they should have been done. So let's see what happens. So the video assistant referee will be involved in decision making process during all the Premier League matches for the second season after the system made its debut in 2019-2020. In July this year, the International Football Association Board, IFAB, transferred the responsibility of VAR to FIFA, and all the Premier League annual general meetings in August, shareholders among to approve the implementation in line with the full FIFA VAR protocols for 2020-2021 season. This campaign, there will be a few there will be a few differences to how VAR was used last season. Referee review area, there will be now increasing use of RRA, which is the referee review area, which will be used for subject decisions in key areas, goal, red cards, and penalty kicks. So whenever there's a goal that we feel like it's being denied by other teams, the ref now is now actually allowed to go review that and actually go see if it is actually a goal. At the same time, and let me put back my screen before I do anything here, so it means that's actually a win-win for us, some of us, because we were missing that. At the same time, whenever you whenever there's a goal, if I think that's true, that's the thing they said, a goal, if I'm 100% sure. Let me see, I fix something here because something's missing here. Okay, I think we are back again. I believe all of us can hear us, guys. So also the other thing was that whenever there will be a goal, let me see, whenever there will be, what did they say here, the use of the RI in terms of goal, red cards and penalty kicks. So this season they're saying this, there will never be a penalty that has controversial moments that will be reviewed without actually the referee able to actually give his final verdict after seeing that referee VAR point, so that he can decide if it is a penalty or if it is a goal or if it is supposed to be a red card. So that can actually be a step up from last season. It's actually good to actually see that they're stepping up a little bit a notch, and we expect that to actually work into our favor. Let me hear your thoughts and your comments on that if you like that new rule. At the same time, I'm saying goalkeeper in row on penalty. The goalkeeper protocol does not allow for tolerance level. So if the goalkeeper saves a penalty and his foot is over the line, then VAR will advise it is a retake. So what they're saying is this: when you are a goalkeeper and you are supposed to save, then you move your whole foot away from the line. If you save the ball, then it has to be retake. But I think if you score, if the player scores, then it's okay. They don't really mind that. If the goalkeeper is off his line and the ball hits the post or goes over, it won't be retaken unless the keeper has a material impact on the kick being missed. You understand? So now if the player kicks the ball and the keeper is off his line, then the shot goes straight in the gate, or it hits the post, or it goes outside. Then it won't be retaken because the player would have actually missed the ball. Because some players made it was easy for them last season. They benefited a lot from then, especially Manchester City players like Raheem Sterling. Sterling is not really good in taking penalties. We've seen that, but he benefited a lot from this decision that when he misses a penalty, they check that if the keeper was offline. If he was offline, then it will be taken as a retake. Then they score properly. Let me dehydrate a little bit. I had to dehydrate a little bit, but this term now, they're not going to allow that. If you kick a penalty as a player and you miss the penalty, it doesn't matter where you are. If you miss the penalty, it will not be retagged. So no matter you are who or where or what, if you miss or it hits the post or if it goes out, it's over for you. We move on with the game, which is actually good. I actually love this law. It actually protects the keepers more often, but also if a keeper saves the ball when he's not on his line, then that forces the ball to be retake. And I heard that also that the player won't get any yellow cards from that first incident, but the second one, that's when he'll be booked the first. Then the third one, he gets a red card. That part I heard it today. That's why I wanted to make you hear the audio. I'll try to look for it, then I'll make you hear it too tomorrow when we'll be told, after maybe when we are now watching, we are preparing for the build up of the first game tomorrow. So I hope you are excited as I am, because I'm really excited by the Premier League coming back, guys, to life, and I hope it will be amazing. So players encounter on penalties. Okay, there's something on players. This is now judged as part of a player's body, that if the ground that in on ground where the kick is taken. So if any part of the foot is on the penalty area or ankle line in the, I think this is what they're talking about, that the players will be standing on that line. If any part of their foot is actually across the line before the ball was taken, it has to be retaken. That one is, I think it hasn't changed. The player must have a material impact on the outcome of the kick. Oh, let me see. It is now judged on any part of a player's body that is on the ground when the kick is taken. If any part of the foot is on the penalty area or ankle line in the, okay. So yeah, I think that's what I'm talking about. We have to wait and see what happens. Flagging for tight offsides. When an immediate goal scorer opportunity is likely to occur, the assistant referee will keep his flag down until the pass of the player is complete. Once a goal is scored or the chance is gone, the assistant will then raise the flag to indicate the initial offense. If a goal is scored, the VAR will then review the offside judgment. So like what happens sometimes, you know what happens when you're playing the game, then a player was on a tight offside schedule, let me, I don't know if you can see my lines here, it will be like this, then you're a little bit like ahead of the player, of the defender, then the ball is played, then it's scored. Even if the ref have seen it on the flags like on the length, like the linesman, they have to actually wave. Then they actually come say that, hello Mr. Elliot, how are you doing, sir? So we are covering in terms of VAR before we go to the predictions like we talked about yesterday. Like I was saying, I couldn't actually do like what I wanted to do to set a reminder for you guys. Something didn't work so well in my favor in terms of this technology. But let me hear, I want to hear your thoughts, and I want to also see your predictions. Who's in the games, because I have mine. I'm going to review after I'm done with this VAR offense, and I want to hear your thoughts also on VAR. Can you just put it down there in the comments below? Let me hear your thoughts and whatever you're expecting from VAR next season. That will be very fruitful. And don't forget to click like on this video, sir, if you enjoy what we'll be talking about. So I'll be expecting, let me try to continue with what I was talking about as I wait for him to respond. So the green and red line for tight offside. Okay. Oh, those lines. Hey, yeah. Let's just ask. Let me just ask you something, guys. How many of you hated those tight offsides last season? Like, you be close to get something, then you are told that there's a tight offside and they do draw those lines. I hope they give a better law on those things because they were so irritating. Yeah. So for tight offside calls, the VAR can use crosshair technology, drawing two lines for the postponement for the defender and the attacker. These lines are also taken into account part of the body that are off the ground, such as a player should, which is shown on the 3D VAR line. If the Premier League, the whole process is displayed to the broadcaster, also the fans can see in real time how the decision is reached. So it will be displayed for us. This season, when VAR uses this cross-line technology, the attacking offense line will turn green. Also, every attacker to turn green, would turn green or red, depending on whether the player is onside or offside. A graphic will also show the decision. So what they're saying is this, as you can see on this picture, they're just saying that when you are on the attack, let me read, there's a comment for me there. Generally, I like the new rules and I think they are good. What do you think about handball being given for players protecting their face, like Paul Pogba versus West Ham? Wow, wow. I didn't actually expect this question, but interesting. So, in terms of that Paul Pogba game, if you remember it very well, his hands were not actually protecting the face. Okay, they were trying to protect because the ball was going to the area of the face. But the way he put his hands, they were off the natural body position. And I think the best way for any player to protect himself against the ball is actually to turn his head away, then try to cover maybe with an elbow, like a little bit like what I'm doing this. Then this is understandable because it was going to hit him in the face, because you see that he has moved away and he's using this to cover this. Remember now the new law is saying that handball is only seen from this collar shirt to this part. This part going up, then it won't be an offside. That's what we've been told that will be happening this season. But in that Pogba incident, I think he did like this. That had to be a penalty because it was just so crazy. It was just so crazy what he did, but it's something that we were expecting them to review because the Manchester fans, a lot of them felt that like they were hard done by the situation. But even though we'll see, because maybe I haven't finished some of the rules that have been set. Maybe there's a new law that has been set in considerant of that. So we have to wait and see what happens in that situation. But in terms of the new rules that are being set, I think they are beneficial, especially when the keeper in the keeper incident, when they are taking the penalty, that if the keeper moves offline and the ball goes out, or if it hits the penalty box, then that ball will not be retaken. But if the keeper saves when his both legs are off the line, that one I think is actually a good thing that they've done. And in terms of the green and the blue, remember the blue, I think the blue line is one that will be used for any defenders before the penalty, like in terms of the offside, the offense. And at the same time, the red will show that if the striker is offside, and the green will show if he's onside. So that will make it easier for us, because some of the things were so tight that we were actually saying, what are these guys thinking though? But that will actually be interesting. Let's wait and see. So let me continue as I wait for you, if you are typing something or if you are saying something, so that we continue with this. Okay, so this is what they are showing when the attacker is offside. This is how it will look like. This is when the attacker is onside. So as you can see, it's green because the attacker is actually on the other side of the person who's offside. At the same time, when he's offside, this makes it so easy for us to actually understand what's happening here. So I think those are all the things that have been set. Yes, I think those are the only rules that are there. But it seems like they didn't address the handball informations, Mr. So we have to see what happens in terms of that. But I think I've covered all the new laws. You can always rewatch some of the things that you missed out, but they're there as well. And if you want me to go back to other things, Mr. Elliot, I will do so, just to explain some of the things. So also, let me show you something. So also, in a different story, before I actually run now to the predictions of the game of today, or the games of this day one, which is starting tomorrow, there's something that happened yesterday. They were announced, I don't know if you saw it. They announced like the FIFA ratings of the players. So I can't show every player, that will just waste time. So I just said, let me at least show you maybe the top 20 that were announced in the FIFA players. The players were announced by the FIFA as the top 20 of this season, the ones who have the highest rating percentage and stuff like that. So tell me where you are impressed and what actually impressed you from this. But I'll be showing you exactly as I wait for any questions that you have. You can always put them down in the comments below, but we are waiting. Let me show you something that happened. So De Bruyne, there's been a step up for him, actually amazing. I was actually impressed with him. But also the usual, before I even go far, the usual, we all know them who they are gonna be. So let me check if there's another comment. Okay, there's none. I think still typing. So let's go. So this is what was done. Let me set my page so that you can see what I'm talking about here. So this was done. I heard that Gareth Bale is 79 rated in FIFA 2021, but you might need to check. Okay, like I'm saying, I'll do that right now for you. So as I'm putting on the page which is explaining the FIFA ratings, let me show you what has happened here. So the first people who are the highest on the FIFA that we know already, it's Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. Messi is the number 1, as you can see over here, and Cristiano Ronaldo number 2. They are all 90, 94 and 93, which they have been for such a long time. Then number 3, it's Neymar with 92. That's where he's being rated. Eden Hazard 91, which is a little bit weird because Eden Hazard didn't perform so well last season, or did he? I don't expect him to be actually in this FIFA ratings of. It's just weird to look at, to think that he's actually this high when we didn't see him perform so well this season, if I may say. So it's actually interesting to find out, but it's okay. Kevin De Bruyne 91, well deserved. Do you expect him to be higher than that? Oblak, nobody can actually deny that Oblak is here. You remember the game that they played against Liverpool in the Champions League, Atletico Madrid? There was actually a point where it was Oblak versus Liverpool. So the keeper is just amazing. And 91, I think, is being rated so well. And then we are in the 90s. So number 7 is Virgil van Dijk with 90. Yeah, last season didn't perform so well like the other season. Even Mohamed Salah didn't perform so well, so I think they didn't even go any higher from where they were. Even Luka Modric, I think Luka Modric didn't show up a lot this time. Then Mandra Ter Stegen, number 10, as you can see. He's a good keeper though. If he wasn't the keeper against Bayern Munich, I think they were going to be scored more goals. What do you think? So I think he's doing so well. Let me see on other things. So we continue. Kylian Mbappe is at 89. So it's interesting that Kylian Mbappe is still at 89. But I think he needs to improve. I think maybe if he wins high honors and stuff like that, he might actually increase and stuff like that. Because at the moment, that thing is still low. And he needs to exercise more and increase his pace. Sergio Ramos. Wow, the greatest defender of all time is 89. Interesting. 89. That's interesting to say. Aguero is 89. Then we have George, the captain of Chile for Juventus, is 89. Then Lewandowski, I think he deserves higher than that. Kane, because I don't think Lewandowski and Kane should be in the same category in terms of how he performed the last season. He scored 55 goals, guys. 56 or 5. That is just unheard of. Let me see. Then we have Koulibaly, Kante, Alisson. I thought Alisson was 90. I saw some people talking about Alisson and 90, but it seems like it's at 89. Then we also have Griezmann at 89. Well, okay. Yeah, I can't deny. I think they're okay. So I've already reached the 20 players, but I want to check the one that you were talking about in terms of Bell. Oh, this. As you can see, as we move, Suarez is still at 89 and is Sergio Busquets. David De Gea, Raheem Sterling, Aubameyang should be a little bit higher, guys. Piqué. Then we have Noah and wait a minute. Okay, Noah, Mane, then Cruz and the. Let's see what happens from this. So we are still in the 88 situation and I haven't seen Gareth Bale, so I think he might actually be that side. Let me go see where Gareth Bale is. Okay, as it keeps going down, Benzema, yes. Thiago was amazing. I don't expect him to be that low. Let's see others. Laporte. Oh, interesting. Tell me what you disagree in terms of all the players that I'm showing you guys. Oh, is that the Tottenham defender who was fired, Jan van Tuggen? Oh, that's interesting. And Navas. Leroy Sané and Lacazette. So you're telling me that... Wow. I think I'll keep my comments for later. Then we have Firmino. We have Moschino and Varane. Let's see. Mtiti, Ivan Rakitic and others is no longer in Barcelona. Felipe Coutinho didn't go up. Wow. Marcel, Andy Robertson. So, did you see Trent Alexander-Arnold? I didn't see the youngster. Fabinho from the Premier League. Lukaku. Then we have to see what's happening here. So, interesting enough, it seems like we don't even have Gareth Bale even in the top 100. Let me see if I can do something. So we don't have Gareth Bale in the top 100. Let me see if I can find something so that we work with. So what do you think about all the players who have been involved here? Or maybe it's supposed to be 2029. You see, Ter Stegen is now at this. Mohamed Salah at 90, Virgil van Dijk here, Oblak. Yes. Manchester City, Kevin De Bruyne at 91. Okay, let's see. Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale. So that's the information we have. I'll be checking right now your comments so that I see whatever you would have said. I want to see where Gareth Bale has been put. He's being rated at 85, if I have seen that correctly. I think they're rating him at 85. Where's the rating? Where's the rating? Where's the rating? Where's the rating? Oh, it's being rated at 85, not actually 70. So I think it's too high. I think FIFA. I played FIFA 20. I think he is in 17. And I mean, oh, you mean 80? Oh, thank you very much, Mr. Mobin. As you have already seen as well, it's being rated at the. Hello, you are saying that Lewandowski should be at least. That's what I said. That's what I expect as well. I think Lewandowski should be that high, at least at 90 somewhere, because he did just amazing stuff. So it's weird that is that low. At the same time, Gareth Bale, the information that I got here, they're saying 85. So if he's 87, then that's good. But it's interesting that he's not in the top 100, which is weird. I don't know what these guys were doing in their FIFA ratings. But let me see, do you agree with these ratings or what? Because they did whatever they were. Yeah, in fact, they are just too underrated. They are underrating these players, which is also weird actually to accept. But that's what we have to take in terms of what they've produced. But as well, so if there are still another comment in terms of the ratings, you can also put them down there in the comments below. But now I want to move on in the other situations that we have to cover, guys, which Bruno Fernandes should be 90. I actually agree with that. Oh, so you mean that Gareth Bale is going to drop? Is going to drop in 2021? Did they released the 2021? Let me see. Hello, Mr. Boss. How are you? Say, oh, it's 87. I see that that's saying 87 for Gareth Bale. So that's what is actually happening here. Let me see. You know why he had to go that low? I think we can actually accept that as well. Remember, Gareth Bale didn't play as much as he should have in 2020 in the last season. He only played, I think, 16 games for Real Madrid. So that's why there is actually this low. Let me check here. Okay, updated. Let's see what Gareth Bale is going with. Top. Here, that's where we are. Where's Gareth Bale? Where's Gareth Bale? That's the only person we are interested in right now. So, Thibaut Courtois, you see others, they've actually risen. No Gareth Bale in the list. Let me try to check for the whole list. Let me try to check for the whole list to see where he is as well. So this is the interesting part of what is happening. It's really hard that they are letting these players down, busy underrating some of the players who have been doing so well in these past seasons. But what can you say? FIFA, they've done their ratings. Let's see. Oh, they're just saying the possibility. They're not really sure. So the top 5, they're thinking that it's going to be Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kevin De Bruyne, Neymar, and Virgil van Dijk. Okay. We'll have to wait and see on this situation, guys. But those are the FIFA ratings. It's not really giving us exactly what we wanted, but that's what we're getting. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Oh, so now we are going now to the predictions of the games that are going to be played. I hope you are ready for that. So the Premier League is back. We'll go wild. Okay, Mr. Elliot. So we have somebody who have joined us, guys. How are you, sir? How are you doing? So if you have not yet subscribed, please do that. Just subscribe for us, as we are going to talk about my predictions of the games that are going to be played tomorrow as day 1 of Premier League is starting. So without wasting any time, I'm showing it there. Come on, Wilfred. Well, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I think I'll check that as well. I'll check it a little bit later, because I see that you are putting that more into the comments. But also, let's talk about the predictions of my. These are my predictions for the games that is not going to be played, guys. I've predicted, looking at the first game that will be played of the whole season. Remember, Manchester United and Manchester City and other teams that are supposed to be playing with, they're not going to play. So we have 10 games that are going to be covered this. So this was what I was saying. This were my predictions. So the first game is Arsenal versus Fulham, and I'm seeing Arsenal winning by 3-1. As you can see over there, I did highlight it so that you can see for yourself there. So I'm gonna be covering that game to a watch along. So if you are interested to join that, you can always join us to see what happens. Then, so I wanna hear your predictions. Remember, we talked about this. I told you that when I cover this, I wanna hear your predictions as well, so that we can compare after the games when it's done, when we are looking at the games, or even in the middle of the game. So I'm seeing Arsenal winning by 3-1. What can you say? I want to hear your thoughts as well down in the comments below. In the comments. Then at the same time, it's Crystal Palace versus Southampton. So I was looking at this game, and it was a little bit hard for me to actually predict what was going to happen. But after seeing what Danny Ings and some of the players did, I see that they are gonna be more than Zaha and his teammates, and I see them winning by at least 2-1. I don't know, what are your thoughts? Put your thoughts down in the comments below. So I'm not going to cover this one, guys, for a live watch, but we'll do maybe we'll talk about the game at the end of all the things I will be covering. At the same time, Liverpool versus Leeds. I see Liverpool winning by 4-1 because they've been winning by 4 goals in all the past, is it 4 seasons? In all their first games. So I want to hear what you think. I really want to hear your thoughts on this situation. How do you think Liverpool will perform in the Premier League? Because it's going to be interesting. So put your comments down in the comments. I want to see whatever you are thinking. Then at the same time, West Ham versus Newcastle. So as much as we downgraded the West Ham yesterday, talking about how good they are, how bad they are going to be after they are busy selling the players and doing not enough in the transfer window, I still feel like they can actually provide a shock in terms of maybe they might actually draw in this game. So I don't know. You have to disagree or agree with me. Let me hear your thoughts and your comments down in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen between West Ham and Newcastle? I'll be expecting for your thoughts down in the comments below. Then there's West Brom versus Leicester on Sunday, the 13th of September. So this one is interesting. Leicester is winning this game no matter what, and they're winning by 2-0. Because West Brom, I'm hinting it could be one of the teams that might actually go back in the championship in the next season. I talked about this yesterday. I think some can actually agree with me on this one. Then Spurs versus Everton. So I feel like Jose Mourinho will play his cards against Ancelotti and they have this one seed. I think he's going to win this game, guys. But it's going to be a tight one. So that's why I'm giving it a 3-2 because I don't think James Rodriguez and other people will be asleep in this game. And maybe the introduction of Decore, but I don't think that Ancelotti is going to put all these new signings at the same time in the first game. I think he's going to put at least maybe one. So that's why I'm seeing Spurs winning by 3-1. Let me hear your comments. Put them in the comments below. I want to see if you agree or disagree with me. And at the same time, the Spurs versus Everton game, I'll be covering it as well. So let me hear what you think, guys. Tell me on the comments below what do you expect to happen in this game. On Monday, the 14th of September, it will be Sheffield United versus Wolves. So that one I see it going to, there won't be any goals in this game. That will be the first Premier League game. I think that's why I see no goals in the game. It's going to be a 0-0 and everyone are going to go to the next in that way. At the same time, Brighton versus Chelsea. I did talk about this in the beginning of the video of this live stream. I said it that Brighton, they might not be exactly doing so well in terms of what they're doing, but they are so good. They are really so good in terms of defending. So that is one thing that is going to be interesting next. So I see them, like I have just said, I see them defending so well in terms of the threats that Timo Werner and all the Chelsea players tries to bring to them. That's why I'm seeing it ending as at least 1-0 to Chelsea. They're going to win this game, but it's going to be so tight. It won't be so easily. That it won't be easy, especially that they manage to keep players like Ben White, because Ben White is one of the most talked about star of this season, if you may agree with me. I think you have seen it. They talked about him a lot. So let me hear your thoughts. I'm gonna leave this like this. I wanna hear your thoughts. Do you agree with what I've just said here? At the same time, when I'm checking Wilfred body, like just to see what's going to happen here, do you agree with what I've just said here? Do you think this is what will happen? Or you're expecting more goals? So they said score some goals for Swansea. Swansea, I didn't look at that one, Mr. Josh, so now I have to go back to it. You said so score some goals for Swansea. Let me just try to check what Swansea is in the championship, right? Yeah, I believe they're in the championship. Let me just try to see if I can find any information to cover about Swansea, if I have to. But at the same time, I'm 100% sure waiting for you guys to type. I believe you are typing all your predictions down in the comments. I want to hear what you are expecting to happen next season. I'm still saying next season, but we're just a day away. Why can't I say it's next season? Let me just say tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow, then the day that comes after tomorrow. So let me go back from this. Let me see what's happening here. Swansea. So I'm still waiting for your thoughts, guys. Tell me your thoughts right now in the comments. Who is winning in your team, and give your reasons why. I think I try to give my weird reasons to all these games. So I want to hear what you think, you guys. What are you expecting from these teams that are going to be playing tomorrow? So tomorrow in the championship, Swansea is playing against Princeton. As much as I know about this one, but I think in this situation, Swansea are the better side, or in fact, a team that is actually going to win this game. Should I say win this game as such? No, I don't think I have to definitely say they're going to win this game. I have to say they're the favorite. Not really sure about how much they're going to win, but they'll win this game. So as you can see, Mr. Johnson, Swansea are playing Preston, and they'll win it by, let me just try to predict maybe and say by 2-0. We'll look at that game as well tomorrow after they've played. What time are they playing? Let me confirm that as well. As you can see, they are playing at 1600 hours. So I'll be seeing that. I'll be checking on the scoreline. I won't see the game because maybe I'll be covering something else. Remember, we have other things that we're covering here. So I'll be covering other things and just give you on whatever you expect to happen. So I go back again to the prediction, guys. I have to go back to the predictions. What are you saying? Let me hear your thoughts. What are you saying? Wilfred, let's see, Wilfred Boley. What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying? I'm still waiting for your thoughts. So what are you saying? Let me hear your predictions, because they mean a lot to us, and we're expecting to see more in terms of the games and whatever that will be happening tomorrow. So let's hear your prediction. Or maybe you don't want to bring them now, or what? Okay. Maybe you don't want to bring them now, but where's the best time to bring these comments than the present? Let me hear your predictions of the games. You are seeing them there, or maybe you haven't made your own list. You can always do this so that when we meet tomorrow, we talk about it. Set your list, and when you have it, you always put it in the comments. I will revisit the comments, then see whatever you're expecting to win. Then at the same time, we'll just try to see where we agree and disagree. At the same time, do you agree with my predictions? Because I might be giving you predictions, but you don't agree with them. Do you agree with my predictions? Wilfred Boley, do you agree with my predictions? Wilfred Boley. Let's see what's happening with him. Where is Wilfred? Oh, he has just joined the Swansea. Oh, that's interesting. I had to go check about Wilfred Boley because I didn't know a lot about him. So, hello, how are you doing, say? So we were giving our predictions for the game. like you can see there in the comments below. Please help us, do us a favor. If you are a football fan, please click subscribe, and don't forget, don't miss any video that we'll post again. So these are my predictions for tomorrow's game. What do you think? Do you agree with them, or you have your own prediction? Put them down there in the comments below. So to those people who were talking about Wilfred Bonley, I had to go check again because I didn't know a lot about the player. So this is the information I just got. So he has joined Swansea, so that is going to be a player to look at as well, to see what happens. We'll look at him at the same time. So, oh, still showing the Swansea information. Wow, it's still behind. So this is the information. He has joined. Oh, he's really old though, 1998. Let's see what he offered. He's from the nationality of Ivro. We'll see what happens with him, but I believe he might be one of the players who helps Swansea to come out from the way they are, because we need them back in the Premier League. The Premier League, that's where the fun is. That's where the excitement is at. Like, if I may say, the excitement is in Premier League. So let me hear your thoughts. I'm going to put it back again. Let me hear your thoughts in terms of my predictions. They are my predictions. They're going to be the same predictions that I keep tomorrow, as I'll be Xing myself or agreeing with myself when it has happened. But these are my predictions. I see Arsenal. Let me just go through it again. I see Arsenal winning by 3-1 against Fulham. Because remember, it's a derby, and in a derby we expect them that they score. I'm doing so good, say. How are you doing? And how excited are you with the Premier League returning to our TVs now? Remember, it's back now. We are back in the Premier League, and it's starting tomorrow. And the first game is a derby. Can you believe it? A derby, which is Fulham versus Arsenal. And I said Arsenal are winning by 3-1. Your thoughts on the matter? Do you agree or disagree with what I just said? Reason why I was checking the seasons when Fulham was relegated, they lost all the games that they played against all the big teams, against all the London rivals. So all their derbies they lost. So what do you expect them? They can't win against that Arteta side. In fact, remember Arteta just beat Liverpool a few days ago. So they're coming on a high. And the last time when they beat Liverpool, they went on to beat Manchester City. That's why I'm seeing them winning here. At the same time, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Danny Ings, if he continues the form he had last season, he's gonna win this game. Leeds, Liverpool. Leeds are going to be beaten by 4-1 by Liverpool. I expect them to score one at least, but 4 goals for Liverpool. Because Liverpool, they've never lost to a promoted side, I don't know, in a long time. But Leeds as well, they've never lost in any of their first games of the Premier League. So that's history that will be rewritten tomorrow by Liverpool. They are already starting to break history in the beginning of the games, according to where I see it. So as you can see, tomorrow the watch-alongs are going to be the game against Arsenal versus Fulham, and at the same time the game of Liverpool versus Leeds United. So you can always leave your comments down in the comments below, and we'll expect to meet again on terms of when I'll be now Xing myself when what I've predicted goes apparently wrong. So we'll wait and see what happens tomorrow. It's gonna be an excitement. I'm telling you, it's gonna be so exciting to see what happens tomorrow. At the same time, West Ham versus Newcastle, that is gonna be an interesting game as well. We have to wait and see what happens on that. So please guys, don't forget to click subscribe, don't forget to like. If you are new, don't forget to click subscribe, don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to share it on your social medias. So in terms of West Ham and Newcastle, like I said, West Ham, they are on the low, they are falling in terms of the transfer, but I feel like they have enough to draw with Newcastle. If Messi went to Premier League, it would be the toughest league in the world. Hey, wow, that's powerful. Yes, you know, if we talk about Messi coming to Premier League, it was gonna be interesting, because the only real reason most of us right now we watch La Liga these days is because Messi is still in the Premier League. You understand what I mean? So if Messi comes to the Premier League, it's gonna be hard for La Liga to rise. At the same time, people wanna see what happens, and the way the Premier League is already like, it's gonna be crazy if Messi would come to the Premier League. But of course we know that this season is no longer happening, so we have to wait and see when he's a free agent, which is next season. So that's all that I can say about Messi. I have a friend, he plays for Nube in the Bundesliga. Also, like I said yesterday, Bundesliga, I can always look at the games because my provider that I'll be watching for here, it seems like they don't provide information for Bundesliga. But because you have told as a player, let's see how we develop in the Bundesliga. Is he in the top? Is he in the top flight or what? Let me see the fixtures of Bundesliga when they return. Bundesliga is coming back when? Is it? Oh, it's still far away from coming back. They're coming back on the 19th. So you're saying he plays for which team? Numa. Let me check. Let me check that. Union Berlin. Then, which team are you saying, sir? Let me come back to you there so that you actually show me. Oh, it's called Nunasberg in Bundesliga. Let me remove this picture so that you can see what I'm seeing this side. Okay, then provide that as well. Why is it still showing Swansea information when I've actually passed the part? Let me see what I can do there. Okay, in a few weeks. Yes, it's still in a few weeks time. So you said Nunasberg. I have to see the team first. Is it in the top flight? Oh, it's Nunasberg. It's A. Yes, exactly. So it's A. So what is his name? What is his name? I'm curious to know his name so that I try to keep. Oh, thank you very much for that. Tell me his name so that I try to look at him and how he will develop in terms of the Bundesliga and see how it goes. Because if he does well, we might actually be promoted in the Premier League side. Because we, as the Premier League, we need people who are so good, right? So we have to wait and see what happens. We'll keep a closer look on him and we'll give. They dropped the second. Oh, okay. So you're saying they dropped the second Bundesliga now, but he plays for the first team. Okay. We'll just be checking. I'll be doing that look like those internet stuff to check what the Bundesliga is, the second Bundesliga is performing, so that we see how it develops. But we'll keep a closer look on that. The German league, because you know one thing that I like about the German league, it helps players to develop to reach to a better place. So as much as they develop, they are actually able to elevate to become good players. So it's always good to see that happening. So we have to wait and see what happens. But at the same time, like I'm always saying, don't forget to click subscribe. Don't forget to share this video on your social media. At the same time, don't forget to put that bell icon so that you always be notified when we come live. I think that will be actually the best thing that you can do for us. Click that notification bell so that you'll be notified that we are live. At the same time, don't forget to come. Don't forget to like this video. So thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'm expecting that later on when I'll be checking the things to see your predictions. They are my predictions as you can see them. So tomorrow I'll be judging myself according to what the team is doing, looking at those pages that I've just put there. So we'll see what happens. Yes, Dortmund is interesting, sir. It's really interesting because Borussia Dortmund, they have Jordan Sancho and Haaland. Let's talk about Haaland. Haaland is just on another level, you know. I'm telling you that next season Haaland will be costing a lot of money for him to move from from Dortmund to go wherever he's going. And Guns, that is just crazy. Lewandowski, remember, is in Bayern Munich, so that's why we can only say. But in terms of Haaland, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, I tell you. German's league is fighting back to come back in the line to see what they can offer. But okay, we'll see what happens. I hope you have clicked the subscribe, right, sir? And thank you very much for watching, guys. And those who haven't watched, please watch the last part of the video so that you see whatever you have missed. But thank you very much for watching. It has been an amazing time talking to you. And if you want to find out what I was talking about in terms of the VAR new laws that are being applied in the Premier League, at the same time we covered the ratings of some of the players in 2020, and we covered we talked about my predictions like we had agreed yesterday. So we'll meet again on another video. I'm not really sure what I'll be covering, but yes, tomorrow, like I told you, the game Fulham against Arsenal will be live. The game of Liverpool versus Leeds will be live. The game of and on Sunday, the game of Spurs versus Everton will be live on a watch along. Then Brighton versus Chelsea on Monday I'll be live. So please keep tuned to those ones, and don't forget to subscribe. If you miss anything, please check it out. And if you have anything you want to say it right now before I go offline. At the same time, tell me if you agree with the way I've set my team in terms of who's winning and all those goals that I've set. I've seen that somebody's joining, so if you agree, please do say something. But rather than that, I expect to see your comments down in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video on the social platform, and don't forget to rewatch, because I did talk about the interesting stuff. It's gonna be interesting that the Premier League is back only less than 24 hours before we come back. I hope you are excited to see what happens in the Premier League, and also La Liga is coming back. But this week I'm not really covering La Liga. Reason why: La Liga, the games that are being played, they're actually not of utmost interesting. So if they have the big teams and they're playing with some big teams, I might even do some watch alongs. We'll see how it goes. But usually, like I told you, Premier League takes the first preference. That has never changed. So that's how it is. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share this video on the social platform, and if you missed anything, you can always rewatch, because I did talk about a lot of things. And if you have questions, you can leave them down in the comments below, so that whenever I come back live, I visit you on your questions first, so that I actually try to answer all your questions, and you can always see them in the next video that comes. But yeah, it is accuracy. I had to predict like that. I wanted to make it a little more accuracy, the prediction. That's why I had to do it like that. So as you can see, that's what I'm saying. You can tell me where you disagree with what I've done or where you agree. But this is how I'm seeing it going. We have to see what happens. But if you're agreeing with me, then thank you very much for this. We hope it happens exactly like I've said. But from here, from the Football Connect into the rest of the world, we are signing out, and we'll meet again on another video. Don't forget to leave your comments down in comments below. If you have other comments, I'll visit them on the next video, then we'll talk about them. I think we have to see, because I did already the transfer earlier in the morning, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna come back live again, but I'll do sure. But tomorrow I promise that from the Arsenal game, Liverpool game, I'll be live, so that we talk about the Premier League games. But thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have subscribed. We'll see each other again on another video to come.